Good morning, fish keepers. Cam here from thefishroom.co.nz. We've done it again. We've made Friday. We've knocked another week off. Woo! Celebrate with some coffee. It's not as hot as last week. That's a good idea. But it is very good. All right, so what have we got today? Well, obviously, we've got through another week, which means we're another week closer to Christmas. I'm sorry if I'm still swearing to people. I know it's only November, but it is nearly December. We are nearly 1 month out from Christmas. So I like Christmas. I know a lot of people don't, but I do really like Christmas. So I'm happy about that. And I'm not going to apologize that basically from today onwards, Mariah Carey's Christmas album is going to be playing in the shop because I love Mariah and I love Christmas. So happy days. Also, don't forget, I suppose that was a pretty poor segue, but we sell gift vouchers, which we call fish bucks. So if you are struggling for something for a Christmas present or struggling for your own Christmas present, get into one of them. G'day, Harry. How you doing, buddy? Right. So what else has happened? As of today, officially our Black Friday sale has begun. So that's exciting times. So today and for the rest of the week, we have the Tetra Whisper ear pumps. They are on sale. They're 15% off both the two sizes that we've got. So there'll be a new sale item every day for the remainder of the week, or for the rest of the week, or for another week, until this time next week. So you'll have to tune in to what we are putting on sale each day. But for today, we are looking at the Tetra Whisper ear pumps. These are really good ear pumps. They are very, very quiet. They're right up there with the Eheim as far as the noise goes. I do like them. I use them in the shop tanks behind you, which you clearly can't see. So where the planter tanks are and goldfish and that kind of stuff are going to go, that's what we're running in there. You absolutely cannot hear them. They are pretty damn silent, so they're a really good ear pump. So that's what we've got for this week. Morning, Brian. How are you doing? What else have we got? As of last night, we have some Anubias Nana has been made available to us. Unfortunately, isn't the price that we used to be able to sell it for. Couple of reasons behind that. Got a new supplier, and we're having to base everything on their prices, which is fine. That's how that works. But also, it's fairly hard to get hold of at a wholesale level because it grows so small. So the price is corresponding to that. We have very limited amounts available to it of it. So if you've been looking for Anubias Nana, I would suggest getting it as quick as you can. I don't know how long it's going to last. Conservative guess, we might get 10 days worth out of the amount that we've got available. So if you're looking for some, get some as soon as you possibly can. Also, I'll just cross things off. There's a lot of people asking for tadpoles, and we have tadpoles available. So we'll get them in next week. They're just made available this morning when I was looking through some of my wholesale lists. I believe they are bellfrog tadpoles. They're going to be $3 each. So if you're looking for some tadpoles to turn into froggies, well, we can get them for you as well. So I'll get a bag of them for everybody. I'll get a bag of them next week. I'll load them up onto our website today, and so there'll be tadpoles available if that's what you're after. Coffee time. Did you know that we sell these coffee mugs on our website? Just in case you didn't. We've been fully restocked of Fish Science, which you probably noticed with the post yesterday. If you didn't notice, we have been completely restocked of Fish Science. We basically sold out of the whole product range within a weekend or 3 days when we got it. It flies. It is incredible. It is a great food. Get amongst it if you haven't tried it. I have been feeding the flake out to the fish out the back and to the Congo Tetras, and I can 100% assure you that there's been a colour pop in the Congo Tetras, and the colours on the crebensis we had at the back just absolutely magnified. So if you're wanting something that's going to increase your fish health as well as get some decent extra colour out of them, then the Fish Science range is definitely one to look at. I had someone come in yesterday and say that their Cory tablets that they had, the Corys just go absolutely crazy on it. Avoid the Southern Brown Tree Frog tadpoles. They're nasty. Duly noted. I will do that. The Corridor tablets went crazy for their Corys, and it was just like an absolute feeding frenzy. So if you've got Corridors, that might be an option for you as well. What pistogramas are in stock? Nothing at the moment, I'm sorry. Hopefully we'll have some more in a couple of weeks' time. And the Christchurch Fish Keepers raffle finished last week. I am sorry. So as your temperatures will be fine, Carrie. Any sort of tropical temperatures are fine. They can actually grow in cold water as well, just slows it down a bit, and it can get pretty warm. A lot of people grow them, the discus and no dramas as well. So it's pretty hardy. Doesn't need a lot of light, or can grow under quite a bit of light. It's a pretty hardy plant. It's the only thing I don't like about it is how slow that it grows, which means sometimes every now and then you get a bit green spot algae on the leaves, which is a bit of a pain. But the plant itself is really nice. It just grows a bit slower than normal or other plants. Yeah, good to hear that your goldfish go nuts. Hey, that's right, I can do this. Go nuts over the flakes. So when it comes to restocking, we did a bit of a save our soul emergency order of Rapashi this week because you guys have been buying me out of House and Home of that, and I can't seem to keep it on the shelf. Again, that's been happening since we restocked. There's been even more people buy some more of it, so we're getting low on that again. I was hoping we'd have enough of some of the ranges to get through the month, but we may not. We are pretty well stocked up on Grub Pie, Community Plus, and Garpo Explorer, so those ones are okay. Yes, we do have the algae wafers in now, but some of the other ones, the bottom scratches and things like that, are pretty low in stock at both me and the wholesaler side of it. So if you're wanting some Rapashi, I'll be getting into that as quick as possible because it may not be available for a while, depending on when the next import comes in from the wholesaler. As soon as he gets his load in, I'll be absolutely bringing as much as as I possibly can. You may have also noticed that last week we had an order of frozen bloodworms turned up not frozen. Well, this week it has turned up frozen, so that's exciting times. So we've got 30-odd packets of frozen bloodworms ready to go. We got them on the website, obviously. You can come in if you're in Nelson and pick it up, or you can have it sent to you. We are sending frozens, no dramas. So you've got plenty of frozen bloodworms, axolotl food, turtle food, and a couple others as well. Brine shrimp and Mysis shrimp are both out of stock again, and I can't get them at the moment, so I'm sorry about that. But we do have plenty of bloodworms. Spawn and Grove, Baby Better. Yeah, it should be okay. If I was going to use it, I would use it as a liquid as opposed to like making it into a gel. Grub Pie might also be another option as well because it's got a bit of extra protein in it for the beta, so there'll be a couple to think about there. All going to plan this weekend. I will be editing the next episode of our Aquarium Frenzy podcast. From memory, it'll be the podcast that we had Dr. David Poole on talking about fish science. So that was a really, really informative conversation. It was a great hour of talk. So I'm expecting the podcast to be just as good. So if that's something you're into, check us out on Spotify, Aquarium Frenzy, and we're trying to get hold of or trying to get up on Apple Podcasts as well. Brine shrimp and Mysis shrimp are two different creatures. I believe brine shrimp is smaller than the Mysis shrimp from memory. Mysis also looks like a little tiny shrimp, but brine shrimp is a lot sort of smaller than that. There you go. Also, all going to plan. I know I've said this multiple times, but our sales rep will be finished running, set up by the end of the weekend. So the only thing that's holding us back at the moment is a leaking sump, which I'm hoping we should have fixed. Hopefully this weekend we're going to plan. I've got a few bits and pieces that are required to finish off things like strainers and things like that so fish don't get sucked into the sump. So we're going to plan the leak and the sump will be repaired this weekend. All the piping will be sealed up and we'll be cycling water through. I've got all the media ready to go. It's been sitting there cycled for quite some time now. So basically as soon as we can get everything sealed and not leaking, I can chuck the media in, give it a day or two just to run through, and we can start bringing some fish out the back into the front to sell, which also means we'll have some more tanks at the back that I can bring some more fish in. So it's a bit of a cycle that we're kind of just one step to the next step to the next step, but all going to plan we should be good to go by the end of this weekend or early next week. Dragonstone is sold out at all of the suppliers, I'm sorry, Erin, and aquascaping can get quite addictive. There's so many different ways you can do it as well. So that's pretty much what I have as far as what I had written down on my list. I'm open to anybody having any questions or comments that they would like to ask. I can see Brian and Harry having a pretty good chat over on YouTube, so I'll try and keep this video going a little bit longer so you guys can continue your conversation and finish it off, which is kind of cool. Anybody have any major fish plans for the weekend? Any rescaping or setting up new aquariums or anything like that going on? I'm toying with the idea of getting a terrarium for the frogs that we've got in the other tank. Thinking about putting it up on the bench. I have a bit of a vision of having a couple of frogs, maybe a 3-foot long terrarium, small bit of water underneath with some possibly white cloud minnows, and a little bit of a swamp sort of theme with some immersed crypts and stuff growing up and through it. Maybe some mosses with some wood, that kind of thing. That's sort of what I'm toying with in my mind. So hopefully I can find a nice terrarium to fit to start with, and we don't have to do too much modifying on the bench. And yeah, hopefully that comes along the way that I'm envisioning it to. Oh, we've got some people doing some things. We've got a filter being cleaned by Michelle. Good times. Erin's working on an outdoor pond for her goldfish. Nice one. How big is your pond going to be? Sounds like Carrie's got baby beetles galore, which I have seen some videos, and they're very cool. So good times. I tell you what, this coffee is pretty good, and I might have to have another one as soon as I'm done. Yeah, so that's where we're at. You use underlay in the filter. That's a good question. Has anyone used foam underlay in their filter? I personally haven't. I think the filter floss that you can buy and the foams are fairly cheap, so it's not too big of an investment to purchase proper stuff. I would be concerned that a foam underlay might have some sort of weird inhibitors into it that might cause issue in your filters. Not sure. Anybody else used one of them before? Brian's going to be doing a lot of water changes. Good times. I don't know if you will really squash your coolies. They're pretty good at moving. Yeah, most fish are pretty good at moving, but coolies in particular are pretty smart when it comes to things around them and falling and that kind of stuff. So that shouldn't be. I've got somebody waiting outside for me, so I think I might call it quits right now. I'm sorry, guys. I better be done. Have a good one, team. Happy fish keeping. Catch you later.